Bienvenue dans Décryptage, édition qui reçoit aujourd'hui António Pedro, secrétaire exécutif par intérim de la Commission économique pour l'Afrique, CEA. Avec lui, nous discutons d'adaptation aux changements climatiques, mais aussi du marché du carbone comme vecteur de croissance économique, dans un contexte marqué par la revendication des pays africains pour des compensations économiques liées aux efforts de préservation de la biodiversité et particulièrement du bassin du Congo. Monsieur António Pedro, bienvenue sur Africa 24. Vous avez pris part aux travaux de l'Africa Business Forum 2023 qui s'est tenu sous le thème « Faire fonctionner les marchés du carbone pour l'Afrique ». Quelle était l'importance pour vous de participer à ce rendez-vous économique?
Well, as a co-convener of the Africa Business Forum, it was key for us, ECA, to make sure that we engage with our member states, with the private sector, and other stakeholders into first raising awareness about the importance of our natural capital, first and foremost, and how we can, by monetizing the ecological service that are associated with that natural capital, that we could diversify the revenue streams on the continent. And this is particularly important because, as you know, after all of these poly crises or the perma crisis, Africa's fiscal space has shrunk significantly. And we need to be able to find alternatives to that. And our natural capital in the form of forests, mangroves of all sorts of forms, our solar radiation can be converted, when well packaged, into innovative financing. So it is about really first recognizing or raising awareness about the importance of carbon credits as a means to sustainable financing our development.
Quelles sont les stratégies mises en place par la CEA pour aider les pays africains à mieux profiter du marché du carbone?
Well, the first one was really, first, explain better what this product is all about. Through platforms like this forum. So this is not a one-off exercise. We need to continue to engage with our member states to elucidate the pathways to developing credible carbon credit markets. And also, and this of course we are not starting here. This, as we've been mentioning, is a continuation of what we presented at COP27 in Sharm el-Sheikh, Egypt, where us as ECA, as a regional commission of the United Nations, as well as other regional commissions have done, we've presented a compendium of projects for climate action. And a couple of those projects were indeed linked to the development of carbon credit markets. So there is continuity here. And of course, in the build-up to COP27, we have invested in terms of building this project pipeline in all sorts of processes in our member states to first collect and collate all of their projects, and then, of course, screen through them with the view to producing the compendium. So moving from here, it's really about then continuing the journey, engaging with our member states. In some cases, we are also contemplating using our UN systems at the country level, and see to which extent we can mainstream or domesticate that portfolio of projects in the work of the UN country teams, and then mobilize the agency's funds and programs at the national level to create the necessary support or provide the necessary support to our member states to translate these project ideas into bankable projects that could then be taken to the carbon credit market. So this, and then earlier I had mentioned the work that we are doing already into first developing capacity for natural capital accounting the mainstreaming of the natural capital accounting in national accounts, so to strengthen capabilities or capacities of national statistical systems across the country. This associated to that is that, as you would recall, when you were in Niamey last November, or if I'm not mistaken, as part of the external summit on sustainable industrialization and economic diversification, the AU summit, one of the key outcomes was first to recognize that the pathways to claiming Agenda 2030 and Agenda 2063 do not pass necessarily only through industrialization, hence the importance of economic diversification. In many of those countries, economic diversification means investing in the blue economy and so on and so forth. We have substantive work on the blue economy. The Great Blue Wall Initiative, for example, which was, again, another initiative which was launched during COP27, is about utilizing assets in the oceans, in the coastal areas, to generate sustainable livelihoods and promote the achievement of sustainable development goals and Agenda 2063, including through the development of carbon credit market.
Le 36e sommet des chefs d'État de l'Union africaine s'est tenu en Éthiopie sous le thème « Accélérer la mise en œuvre de la ZLECAf ». La CEA s'est engagée à aider les pays africains à tirer parti de ce vaste marché. Seuls 46 des 55 pays africains ont ratifié l'accord de la ZLECAf à ce jour. Comment comptez-vous aider les autres pays africains à s'engager?
So I did address the Executive Council of the African Union in the opening day of the Executive Council. And we did recognize the importance of ensuring that the 10 or so countries that have not yet ratified the agreement, they do so, because we don't want to leave anyone behind. So this is an effort that we are going to continue to support. It may need, therefore, us to engage into more awareness raising fora or workshops with a view to, again, providing the right information about what the market, this unrestricted market offers in terms of trade opportunities, industrialization opportunities, and so on. So that's an important part of it. We equally have been saying that the 28 also national AFCFTA strategies, which we have supported countries to develop, provide an opportunity for us to accelerate Africa's structural transformation. And Africa's structural transformation is key for us to reduce our dependence on the rest of the world. It's key for us to reduce our exposure to external shocks, as it was the case, for example, with COVID, when all of the supply routes were restricted because of lockdowns left and right. And so, and quite as everyone knows, because of that, then we start looking more domestically. Endogenous growth became the business of the day. In addressing vaccine inequities, we promoted the manufacturing of pharmaceutical goods, including vaccines on the continent. When, again, we were, because of the Ukraine crisis, food supplies became, there was shortage because of supply side disruptions. There are countries that are investing. Ethiopia, where we are, they are now in a position to export wheat. We want more and more of those processes. And this is what the national CFTA strategies that we've done, and this is what the CFTA provides for. The business fundamentals are significantly better for us to invest on the continent. 1.4 now, 2.5 billion by 2050. Again, as I continue to say every time I speak about this subject, 2.5 billion people is the combined size of China and India today. Look at what happened to those countries when they use all of that human capital that offers opportunities for large-scale investments and for, us to develop value chains that can compete globally. This is the promise of the African Continental Free Trade Area. But translating it into reality requires significant investments into de-risking the investments on the continent, investing in soft and hard infrastructure so that we become indeed globally competitive. Thank you.
Monsieur Antonio Pedro, je rappelle que vous êtes le secrétaire exécutif par intérim de la Commission économique pour l'Afrique. Merci d'avoir accepté notre invitation.